Hello everyone, this is Goosebumps Godzilla for another Goosebumps themed video, and today I'm going to be talking about the Galloping Gazelle from Goosebumps book number 25, Attack of the Mutant. So, in the Attack of the Mutant book, I didn't really like it that much. I mean, it was fine, but one of my favorite parts was the Galloping Gazelle, and he was definitely my favorite part in the episode, mainly because the person who played Batman from the 1960s played the Galloping Gazelle. But the Galloping Gazelle isn't really that lovable of a character, just because he ran away from his arch nemesis in the book, which doesn't really make any sense. But I still love the Galloping Gazelle just because Adam West played him, and he's got a really cool suit design. And so that left me wondering what happened to him after the Attack of the Mutant. I mean, what happened to the Galloping Gazelle? So that's the theme of my video. And viewer beware, you're in for a scare. So, in the Attack of the Mutant book, the main protagonist had to talk the Galloping Gazelle out of retirement. And in the TV episode, Galloping Gazelle implies that he's going to retire. And as revealed in the most recent Goosebumps book, they call me the Night Howler. When a superhero retires, they have to give their suit, which possesses all the power, to another person to continue to make the superhero name live on. So, if the Galloping Gazelle is retiring, which he most likely will, then he will probably, I don't really know the correct one. He will be retired and he'll be powerless. He'll just give up his suit. He's going to be done with superheroing, and that's going to be it. So, still, what would happen to him after that? And who is his replacement? So for the question, who is his replacement, I'm going to have to go with a speedster. So in Goosebumps, as real and they call me Night Howler, there's a speedster called Overtime. I don't even know if he runs fast or anything. And he claims he can run fast, but that's pretty much it. And plus, he's a villain, and the Galloping Gazelle is a superhero, so Galloping Gazelle is probably not going to pass on the legacy to Overtime. But my speedster that I really think would be the new Galloping Gazelle is the Flash from DC Comics. So in Dr. Maniac, we'll see now there is a whole comic book world of every comic ever created. And they do reference DC Comics and Marvel Comics in Goosebumps. So that would imply that they are a part of that comic book world. So that means Flash would be in there. And I think the Galloping Gazelle gave the Flash his suit, because Galloping Gazelle's superpower is being fast, just like the Flash. But you may be wondering, the suits look completely different. I mean, the Galloping Gazelle has these giant horns on his costume. He has completely different colors. But then again, maybe not. I mean, the Flash, those little lightning-like things on the side, that could be the Gazelle horns. And since he's only a beginner at it, they're small. But as he becomes more and more experienced, they'll grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And he also maybe changed the color. I mean, they're still the yellow. They both have yellow in their costume. But who said the Flash couldn't change up his costume a bit? I mean, let's say I had Captain Underpants' costume, and I had to be a superhero of Captain Underpants. I would definitely change some things up. Just saying. While that's not exactly the same thing, you get what I mean. So then, if Flash has become the Galloping Gazelle, then still, what happened to the Galloping Gazelle? What does he do after his retirement? He has no superpowers, but he still probably wants to be a superhero again. I mean, when a superhero retires, I don't really think they stay retired. They don't really like being retired, let's just say. And so they'll probably go to start again at the superhero business. So let's say that the Galloping Gazelle, after his retirement, he's powerless. He becomes the Adam West Batman. First off, because of their extreme similarities. That's just because they're the same actor. But who knows, that may make sense. That also explains Batman seems very experienced in the Adam West show, and seems like he's gone all over the world. I mean, one episode I remember he learned this thing from India where he could like charm this rope into rising into the air or something. I mean, you just don't travel all across the world unless you're the Galloping Gazelle and you run real fast. But then again, Bruce Wayne's rich, so all hard evidence I have is that he's experienced. He seems very experienced, and he's powerless, and they have a striking resemblance. But another thing is that both are good leaders. I mean, Batman basically is the leader of the Justice League. When you think of superheroes as leader of the Justice League, it's probably Batman. I mean, Batman, even Brainiac is like the smartest comic book villain of all time. The smartest, said Batman had like a really, really, really high IQ level. He's a born leader, a born strategist, and he can basically take down all of the Justice League because he's planned out every single scenario. And so, Batman really seems like a good leader. And how could he get all this experience in being a leader? I mean, all he's ever done is maybe mentor Robin. How can he be such a good leader? And that's where this whole thing kind of sets in. Galloping Gazelle was the leader of the League of Good Guys from Goosebumps. So after he left the Flash, who was not as leader-like, you might say, probably, so who isn't leader-like, probably made the League of Good Guys dissolve, since Flash isn't really that good of a leader. So, but the older Galloping Gazelle, who's now the 1960s Adam West Batman, would be a perfect leader of the Justice League, and that makes a lot of sense how Batman is so skilled at being a leader of the Justice League. And so you might be wondering, but in the comics, we've already seen the origins for Flash and Batman, so this automatically disproves the theory. But this is the crazy part. In DC Comics, there are multiple Earths. The normal Earth, where you know all the classic comic book origins, like the Batman's origins and stuff like that. Like, you know, the Batman origins and all that. That's Earth Prime. But who said this doesn't take place in a totally separate Earth? Not anything to do with the Earth we're talking about. Then that means that this would probably take place in another Earth. So, the Galloping Gazelle Batman is on another Earth where Flash, who's really the Galloping Gazelle, is. And so this makes a whole lot of sense, and honestly explains what happened to the Galloping Gazelle. He became Adam West Batman. That explains his skills as a leader, his skills in general. Also, just his skills and the striking resemblance. But that's just because it's the same actor. But it's still a huge point. So anyway, that means that we have finally and hopefully figured out what happened to the Galloping Gazelle from the attack of the Mutant. So before this video ends, please subscribe to my channel. If you want to check out more videos, just click on the Calling All Creeps cover down below and you'll see all of my videos that I have. Well, that's the end of my video, and I hope you enjoyed what happened to the Galloping Gazelle.